love you, John.
No, I didn't.
Let's suppose he does talk, eh? You can't exactly let him go, can you?
Yeah, so?
I could be there in like 20 minutes.
You're not leaving, not like this. I'm trying to save your life, don't you understand?
Get out the way.
John, get out! Oh! John, you're all right.
Yeah, it's straight up through here. Right.
This way. Hang about. You are? Derek Foley, security guard. You called us in, yeah?
Yeah, it's your body, isn't it?
Jump in.
Right.
Jim.
God almighty.
Sierra Oscar from 340.
Go ahead, Dave.
The report of a body at the Bagford Road Industrial Estate confirmed that there is a body at this location. It's DS Boulton.
.340 from 79. Are you sure about that?
Affirmative, Sarge. Signs of violence.
Right, secure the scene and wait for backup, will you?
Received.
I'm going up to CID. I want Mr. Brownlow, DCI Meadows and DI Deakin. Have it transferred upstairs, will you?
Middle of the night, Dawn. Couldn't you have phoned?
I need help, Maggie.
What have you done?
Oh, it's bad, Maggie. I mean, it's the worst.
I should kick you straight out of here, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should. If you know what's good for you, you should.
Oh, leave your phone off. Where are you? John, it's me. It's the middle of the bloody night and I'm going home.
No, you did quite right to ring me. I'll be there ASAP.
Should I bin these or what?
Tomorrow I'll take him round to a mate of mine's. He's got an industrial incinerator.
So, you gonna tell me about it?
Do you think you'd really want to know?
Well, I think I better. I mean, I'm on board now.
Yeah, you could go, Maggie. I won't forget this, I promise.
No, don't suppose I will either. So?
So, I got into a fight. Guy was trying to kill me. He had his hands around my throat, look.
Don. Well, how did you leave him? Don?
He's dead, Maggie.
Well, if it was a fight, I mean, you are a policeman.
It wasn't exactly police business I was on at the time.
Oh.
Look, Maggie, I need to ask something of you. And I know it's an awful lot to ask.
So ask.
Could you give me an alibi?
You mean lie for you?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I don't know what you're doing here. You've absolutely no reason to be here. I'm sure you'll find out all about it back at the camp.
Tell these officers what you told me, please.
Well, this is one of the sites I check over on my patrol. I got here about 11:05. As I drove in, I caught a glimpse of the back of someone, like just legging it off the premises.
Did we get a description?
Mr. Foley thinks it was a bloke. That's about it.
Oh, I only caught a glimpse, like.
It doesn't matter. Go on.
Well, then I saw the
body.
Howard, it's me. Yeah, I do know what time it is. Look, I'm at 21 Harriet Avenue, and I need you to get over here, like, right away, okay? Yeah, I am giving you orders. Because I'm in the driving seat right now. My arse is on the barbecue, and I stuck it there for you, so get on your bike.
Sir? There's no mistake, is there, Andrew?
No, sir. It's John.
I'll take a look myself.
It's over there, sir.
John Boulton's dead.
Dead?
Yeah. And I killed him.
Oh, that's a bit extreme.
Tell me about it, Howard.
Don, I didn't expect that level of service.
No one expected it. It wasn't the idea, Howard. John Boulton was my mate.
Yeah, right. Of course he was. Well, that's why I hope you could talk him round.
Yeah, well, I couldn't talk him round, Howard.
He didn't see it our way at all. In fact, he cut up rough. I was defending myself, Howard. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, whatever you say, Don, you were at the sharp end.
Yeah, I was.
So, how were matters left?
So matters were left with John Boulton lying in the middle of a cement works with his head bashed in, Howard. That's how matters were left.
That aspect of things is unfortunate.
Yeah. The whole sodding business is unfortunate, Howard, but that's how it is, all right?
Still, what's done can't be undone. And from our point of view, takes the pressure off.
From your point of view, Howard, you've done very well out of this. So I reckon whatever I need to save my arse is totally down to you. I reckon I'm owed.
I won't argue with that, Don. I'm making a personal commitment to taking good care of you.
Claire Stanton.
Jack Meadows here. Look, I'm sorry about this, but I'm ringing round the whole firm. I've got some very bad news.
John Bolton's body was found in the early hours of this morning.
and it looks like murder.
What?
It's come as a terrible shock to us all, but I'm sure the one thing that John would have wanted was that we all pull together and do what we can to assist in the investigation.
Who did this?
Well, there are no firm suspects as yet. AMIP are leading the inquiries, and of course they'll be reviewing John's current caseload.
In the meantime, I'm asking you all to come in early so you can be interviewed as potential witnesses.
So?
Good. Well, I knew I could rely on you, Claire.
Jack, you know Detective Superintendent Rouse.
Yeah, I do. Hello, Mum.
Jack.
Christy.
This is DS Ferris. I know this is a difficult time for all of you at Sunhill, and my team will do everything we can to respect your feelings. But this is a murder inquiry, and we have to move fast.
We know that.
AMIP's spread a bit thin at the moment, so can I call on your troops for routine work if necessary?
I'm sure they'll be keen to help. Now, I thought you might like to be brought up to date on John's current inquiries.
I certainly do, but can we clarify one thing first? I understand that DS Boulton was not, in fact, on duty at the time of his death.
That's correct.
So the assault which killed him could be unrelated to his police work?
It could be.
But?
John was the sort of officer who wouldn't hesitate to pursue a line of inquiry in his own time.
What, you mean DS Boulton didn't necessarily play by the rules?
No.
It's a real choke, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right there, Sarge.
You set it down.
Has anybody spoken to the family?
It would be in hand on it. There's procedures and all that.
Suppose there'll be a whip round. Anyone onto that?
Thanks for volunteering, Danny.
Sarge.
So this is the case that John Boulton was working on at the time of his death?
Yeah. Rachel Booker was found in an alleyway. She'd been assaulted and been left in a coma from which she never recovered. She worked as a lap dancer at the club of Howard Fallon. She was also having a relationship with Howard's associate, Ray Bazzini. Now, these two have got form that goes way back, and at the moment, amongst other things, we suspect them of drug dealing.
Another dancer at the club, Lynette, whose real name is Anne-Marie Olsen, said that Bazzini was responsible for the assault on Rachel. Now, she had money going through various bank accounts, way in excess of her earnings. That's even taking into account a bit of tomming on the side. The suspicion is that she was laundering Bazzini and Fallon's drug money.
Now, Lynette was prepared to give evidence, and we had her in a safe house, but it was discovered.
What, the location was leaked?
We have to assume that.
Lynette got away, but she went into hiding from us and the villains. John Boulton was the only officer she trusted, and he was the only person who knew how to contact her.
So Bazzini and Fallon have got to be in the frame. Who worked with Boulton on the case?
Quite a few officers, one way and another, but mainly Claire Stanton and Don Beech.
Thing is, you've got to ask yourself what he was doing there.
Well, it had to be an inquiry, hadn't it? You know what John Boulton was like when he got his teeth into something?
Do you think there's a meeting with a snout? Something like that?
Well, that'd be my guess.
Well, we all bellyache about having our hands tied behind our back with rules and procedures and that, don't we? Times like this, you can see they make sense.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, he shouldn't have been there on his own, should he? We all know it goes on. He's just asking for trouble.
Who pulled your chain, Mickey?
What?
John Boulton was 10 times the copper you'll ever be. He was also my best mate in this, Nick. I'm not going to have some boy with 2 years' service under his belt slagging him off, all right?
Calm down. I never meant anything by it.
No? Well, if you didn't mean anything by it, you should shut your gob.
Come on, Sarge.
Can I have your attention? We've drawn up a schedule for interviews. You're free to go about your normal duties as far as possible, but please make sure you're available for the times requested.
Claire, I've got to have a word. I don't want to talk about it. A minute of your time.
What?
I know that you and John wanted it kept under wraps. Well, it's your decision, and I respect that, and it's safe with me.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know, babe. I'm saying is that me and John, we were like that. Two peas in a pod. We knew each other's business and we looked after each other's backs. These other donuts, they haven't got a clue as far as being a detective's concerned. But John, he was different. I had great respect for him, you know that. It was more than that, though, Claire. He was like a brother, so I do know what you're going through. Listen. Did you see John at all, like yesterday evening? I mean, between you and me?
No, I didn't. I didn't see him after work. Did you?
No. I was with Maggie all night. Claire, I swear to you, there's nothing, absolutely nothing I won't do to make sure that whoever was responsible for this goes down. I promise. Looks like I'm opening the batting. Take care, Claire.
You still here? Yeah, AMIP, they want to talk to me.
Oh, right. I'm starting a collection.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Cheers, Dave. It's very generous.
Not really.
About 50 quid.
It's guilt, actually. I never liked him.
I only wish I could be more help. But as you can see from the records, I wasn't the main man in the Rachel Booker inquiry. I was just helping out from time to time, man. It really didn't need 3 sergeants.
Did you know DS Boulton well?
Yes. Very well. He was a very close friend, not just a colleague.
What can you tell us about his personal life?
How do you mean?
Well, it's a bit of a blank in the records. He was unmarried, lived alone, next of kin, mother and father.
Yes, but if John was killed because of the Booker case, why would that matter?
I don't know whether it matters or not. This is a murder inquiry. I have to assume nothing, trust no one, and check everything. You know that?
Yeah.
So, what can you tell us about John Boulton's private life? He must have had some emotional relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Women?
Well, definitely. I mean, if you are implying that John was in that cement works cruising for a bruising, then you are up the wrong tree.
I don't think this is an occasion for cheap frivolity, Sergeant.
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
So, who did your friend John have relationships with, currently or recently? You were his friend. You must be able to name his girlfriends.
You're putting me in a very difficult position here, ma'am.
Are you obstructing this inquiry?
No. No, I'm not. There was a relationship which both parties wished to remain secret.
What, a married woman?
No. It was another colleague here at Sunhill.
Go on.
Claire Stanton.
Claire.
You know what's happened?
I know about John Boulton, yes. What happened to you?
Last night, Beech calls John, asking for a meeting, right? This morning, Beech says he has no contact with John after work. What does that tell you?
We didn't anticipate this, Claire.
Believe me, Beech will do anything. He will do anything to protect himself. We've got to stop him.
We will. How do you know Beech contacted Boulton?
Because I was with him. And I was with him because we were lovers. You gotta help me. Oh, God. It's not fair.
What's the panic, Maggie? You know we've got loads to do.
You lying bastard.
Do what?
Oh, Maggie, I got in a fight with a bloke. Help me.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened.
It was on the news, Don. It was John. John Boulton. And they're saying it was murder.
It wasn't murder. It was not murder, Maggie. It was an accident.
I don't believe this.
Yeah, well, that's why I couldn't tell you last night. I mean, I didn't believe it myself. Look, Maggie, if you turn on me, then I've got nothing. I'm dead. If they stick this on me, I'll just top myself.
I'm sorry, Claire, I probably should have pulled you out.
No way, I'm not laying this off.
It's not too late. I can still pull you out. We'll dream up a story.
No, I'm going to see it through. I've got a meeting with AMIP later on. I'm going to tell them that I was with John and he went to go meet Beech.
I have to ask you not to do that, Claire.
What? This is murder. You want me to withhold information so you can finish off your piss-pot corruption case? I can't believe I'm hearing this. I asked you to pull Beech and you didn't, and now John is dead and you still want to play cloak and dagger
shut
games.
up and think this through. You tell AMIP that Boulton intended to meet Beech, then what happens?
Well, they nick him, which is more than you seem prepared to
They
do.
can't nick him on your say-so. They'll interview him. You think he'll put his hands up? Don Beech?
Well, they can get forensics.
Who said that Beech went anywhere near Boulton? He probably set up the meeting, got himself a cast-iron alibi, and contracted the job to someone else. Now, if that's the case, all your AMIP interview does is warn him. And if I know anything about Don Beech, he'll be gone quicker than Billy Whiz.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying you act against all your instincts. I'm saying you keep the cool nerve and the clear head that's got us so far. So very far, Claire. And you let this operation run. And when we go for Don Beech, and I promise you we will, we do so with enough evidence to annihilate him.
He was my best friend, Maggie.
So how did it happen?
John was getting a bit close to some business of mine, and I tried to warn him off, Maggie, for his own sake. I was actually trying to save his life, but he wouldn't listen. He walked away, and I tried to stop him. One thing led to another, a bit of pushing and shoving, and then we were fighting. He had his hands around my neck. He was strangling me. I was dying, Maggie. It was either him or me.
Oh, what the hell are you going to do now?
Well, I thought I'd see if they had any usable forensic evidence, and if not, I'd try and tough it out. Try and muddy the waters a bit, you know?
And if there is forensic stuff?
Then I'm out of here, kid. Another country, another ID. It's the only chance I got.
Well, can you settle that up?
Well, Howard Fallon owes me for all this grief. He can set it up.
One of your employees was killed. Another, a potential witness, was threatened, Mr. Fallon. DS Boulton was involved in an investigation into these matters. What can you tell us about the circumstances of his death?
I regret to say that I can't help you. And I'd like to point out that although I'm being interviewed under caution, I'm not under arrest. And I'm cooperating voluntarily in this investigation.
Yes, that is already on record, Mr. Fallon. Can you tell us about your whereabouts yesterday evening and night?
I most certainly can. And I can provide you with witnesses who can give me an alibi.
That's very considerate of you.
I was shocked and horrified to hear of Sergeant Boulton's death, and I'd like to assure you that my hands are clean in this matter.
His mobile switched off.
You sure you can trust him?
No, but then I haven't got a massive range of options, have I?
Interview terminated at 13:50.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help you. There it is.
Never mind, Mr. Fallon. I'm sure you'll have opportunities to help us in the course of this investigation.
I'd have thought this would have been an end to it.
I wouldn't count on that if I were you.
I've only ever wanted amicable relations with the police. But put yourself in my position. My business interests are bound to suffer.
I'd be sorry if anyone's legitimate business was damaged by our investigation, Mr. Fallon. But I don't have to tell you that in the case of a murdered police officer, we are tenacious, to say the least.
Naturally.
So until we get a satisfactory conclusion to this case, I can't promise you that you won't be troubled any further. In fact, I'd rather doubt it.
But if you were to lay your hands on the person responsible, we could all go back to our lawful pursuits in peace.
If you found you had something to say to me, Mr. Fallon, it would not be disregarded. Can we leave it at that?
You are a hard man to track down, Howard.
Don, you been trying to call me then?
Yeah, I have.
Well, it's a good job I didn't have my mobile on. I've been talking to Paula Ray. That would have looked good, wouldn't it? Well, hello, Don. I can't talk now. I'm in the nick.
So what happened?
Well, I didn't know anything, did I? Oh, come on, Don. You and me were like that.
Yeah. Me and John Boulton were like that, Howard.
But we are a firm, Don. That's the difference. So, what can I do for you?
Apparently they got forensics off the body. They can do a 3-card trick with that stuff these days. I can't take the chance, Howard. Looks like I'm going to have to bite the bullet and run.
What's your call, Don? I can have you out of the country today. Tickets, passport.
Maggie's coming with me.
Whatever you say, Don. And I'll tell you when and where when I've got it set up.
What was your relationship with John Boulton?
Colleagues.
No more than that?
No.
When did you last see him?
About 5:30 yesterday afternoon when we were clocking off.
Did he tell you anything about his plans for that evening?
No.
Oh, he might be meeting, anything like that?
No.
Really, Claire?
No, why should he?
Well, because it would be quite natural, wouldn't it? You had a relationship. You were lovers, weren't you?
Station gossip. You know, if the female officers had the love lives attributed to them in the locker room, then we'd all be in the Guinness Book of Records, wouldn't we, Mum?
All right, Mick.
Yeah. Sorry about earlier on. I know I was out of order.
Don't worry about it. Forget it. We were both out of order, and I should know better, shouldn't I? Everybody's wound up, Mick. We all want to see a result.
Absolutely.
So, how's it going? I heard they had Howard Fallon in.
Yeah.
Waste of time, I bet. You know, the only way to get anything out of a professional like Fallon is take him for a long ride and give him the old truth through.
Yeah, those were the days, Sarge.
Yeah, but I bet Mom hasn't got anything like that in her repertoire, has she?
I don't know what's going on.
How do you mean? What, did Fallon come across with anything?
No, but he was just... I don't know, he was...
What?
When the tape was off, they just seemed to be playing footsie a bit. Verbally, I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Mick, but like what?
Well, nothing you can put your finger on.
OK.
Fallon was just sort of saying... He was just sort of saying, would I get less hassle if I gave her name? And she wasn't exactly playing him in.
Then what?
Then nothing. It was just kind of like, my door's always open sort of thing.
We've got a lot of material from John Boulton's body. If I were to ask for samples from his colleagues and match them up, what do you think I'd find?
You'd find me all over him. Intimate samples? Yes, ma'am. We sampled each other intimately. Are you satisfied now?
Then why lie about it?
Because we had to keep it secret. We knew what would happen if people found out here, you know, but they'd be doing what you're making a meal out of it. That's what everyone would do.
I am investigating your lover's death, Claire. Surely you want to help.
Of course I do.
So I'll ask again. When did you last see him?
Last night, late in the evening, I was at his flat.
And where did he go from there?
He got a call and he went to meet someone.
Who?
He didn't tell me.
Claire.
He's a good police officer. He didn't tell people things they didn't need to know.
So this was police business?
I assume so.
Well, if he was such a good police officer, Claire, why did he go alone?
I don't know.
I think you could tell me more, Claire.
I wish I could. I desperately wish I could.
Hello? Yeah. Howard Fallon.
DS Ferris? Yeah, I'll tell her to get right back to you. Hang about, she's just walked in. Howard Fallon for you, boss. Says he wants to meet urgently on the QT.
Cheers. Paula Ray?
Come on, get a move on.
Well, what's the rush about? We've got 2 hours.
I want to be there well early.
AMIP want to speak to Don again. I told them he's out on inquiries, but as usual, I haven't a clue where he is. Do you know?
Sorry.
Well, it doesn't sound anything big, but let him know when he comes in, will you?
Sir.
You all right?
Yeah, fine.
No, you're not.
Well, you know, it takes a while to sink in, doesn't it? Someone you work with every day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to everyone. Don's well cut up.
We're an hour early.
Don't talk. Just listen and do what I tell you, all right?
Don't talk to me like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maggie, but this is really serious, okay? Slow, slow. Maggie, there may be police camcorders focused on this vehicle right now. So please act like you're alone in this vehicle, all right? Otherwise I'll end up on Rule 43 doing 30 years with a load of nonsense. Don't pull in. Keep going.
Well, what have you seen?
AMIP with a non-D.
You speak English.
A nondescript vehicle. They're setting up an ambush. They must think I'm an amateur.
How do you mean?
Well, it's obvious, Maggie. Fallon's grasped me up.
Sarge, a few of us are going for a drink just to get it off our chest, like. Just wondering if you want to come.
Oh, thanks, but I think I'll go home. Night.
No, sir. Night, Sarge.
Night, Sarge.
Cheers. Should be having a quiet night in. Tasty programme on BBC Two about archaeology archbacks.
It affects people in different ways, Mickey. And she's okay as sergeants go.
I wouldn't climb over and get a Jeff Daly if that's what you mean.
I mean as a person.
How would you know?
How would any of us know?
Hello, Claire.
Get help me! Get
Stop it! Stop screaming, Claire. For God's sake, we're going to have to talk, all right? Now, as you well know, in this business, there's the easy way and the hard way. How do you want it, all right? Okay. Now, if I let go of you, do you promise me that you'll behave yourself? Okay. I'm going to let go of you, and I want to sit over there on the sofa.
How did you get in here?
Well, in your training manual, they'll probably call it covert entry.
What do you want?
Like I said, Claire, we need to talk.
But Don, we work together. You know, you don't need to break in. You can talk to me at work.
Leave it out, will you? You can cut out the pantomime now, all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bathroom clear. Bedroom clear. Kitchen clear. So now what?
Let's turn this place over.
And if that doesn't put us up behind Beech?
Stanton.
You know, John had his doubts about you. He met a bloke who remembered you as a really high flyer. Staff officer material, he said. John wondered how you'd ended up at Sunhill CID as a sergeant.
Don't you dare tell me what John thought of me. Don't you dare. I know what John thought of me.
I'm so sorry, Claire. You'll never understand how sorry I am.
I know that John went to meet you last night.
Yeah.
Did you kill him?
I could talk about John's death, Claire.
Go on.
But who would I be talking to?
What do you mean?
Well, if you are fronting a CIB operation, then take me to your governor. I'll spill my guts to him. Tell you stuff that you never even suspected.
I don't understand.
All you have to understand is that if you are CIB, you and I walk out of here together, all right? But if you're just John's woman, who got a bit nosy, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Claire.
Looks like there's no one home. When did we tell Sunhill about all this?
Not until we've pulled Beech. He's got too many mates there.
Are you serious?
You better believe it, Claire. So what are you going to do with it?
What do you mean?
The money you've just collected.
There's always a whip round.
Yeah, I should hope so too.
Yeah, it's always been that way.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying. Well, he didn't have a wife and kids, or steady screws, as far as I know.
What was his folks?
He never mentioned them either. I don't know how close he was.
We always have a collection, okay? Team spirit.
Absolutely.
Well, if he doesn't have any relatives, we'll just send the money to a good cause that John was into.
You lot are really sick.
Detective Superintendent Hodges, CIB 3, Don Beech.
I've been aware someone was breathing down my neck. They're nice to finally find out who.
Sit down. I don't know what Claire's told you.
Well, there wasn't much he hadn't guessed, sir.
So, how do you see this meeting progressing, Don?
I've made a career out of corruption in the police force, and I've also been responsible for the death of a fellow officer and very close friend. I've run out of road, Mr. Hodges. I'm putting my hands up. I want to come in from the cold.
Well, that's excellent. Hallelujah. Don Beech has seen the light, and now he wants to get it all off his chest. Of course, you'll understand that I'll want to continue this conversation as a taped interview, under caution.
We can save all the formal stuff till later, can't we? I mean, you just listen to what I've got to say, please.
Can we talk about the death of John Boulton?
Seems a good enough place to start.
All right. Howard Fallon, with whom I have a corrupt relationship, was threatening to have John Boulton whacked. I called John to a clandestine meeting to try and warn him off, buy him off. I thought he'd be up for it. I mean, we pulled a few strokes in the past, and I know he's no Boy Scout.
Hang on. John is
his way. Go on, Don.
I got it seriously wrong. John reacted very badly. He tried to walk away. I restrained him. One thing led to another, and we fought. John was capable of extreme violence, as his complaints record will show. So
No, this is
I'm not sure it's appropriate for you to be present at this meeting, Claire, owing to your personal involvement. However, if you do stay, you'll have to conduct yourself in a professional manner. Is that understood? You and Boulton fought?
Yeah, we fought. He had his hands around my throat. There are scratches on my throat, here. I was in fear of my life. I was choking. I banged his head on the ground.
Once? Twice? How many times?
I don't know, I can't remember.
You're putting your hands up to the killing of John Boulton.
You murdered him.
No, Claire. Not murder. Manslaughter.
Never known Don Beech miss a boozer.
Maybe he's too gutted.
Can I get the same again?
There's nothing left in the pot.
The kitty's run out.
I haven't got any money.
That's for a good cause, isn't it? That's what John would have wanted.
Large Scotch, please.
And a pint of lager.
Only
You get all that.
2 large Scotch.
Yeah, I did.
You killed a police officer. You're going to have a hard time calling that manslaughter.
No. For a start, it wasn't in the course of his duty.
Arguable.
Yeah. Well, if I'm gripping the rail at the Old Bailey, chum, then I'm going to have counsel that could argue black is white, right?
And settle for grey. I think you're kidding yourself, Don.
There was no intention on my part to kill John Boulton. I wasn't carrying a weapon.
The killing took place in the course of an attempted criminal act, conspiracy to pervert the course of justice.
I didn't do it because I couldn't bend John, Claire. I did it because he was throttling me.
CPS will run with the murder charge. It'll be up to a jury to knock it down to manslaughter if you can convince them.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought AMIP would be looking for. That's why I came to you.
Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
You charge me with manslaughter and I'll stand up for it, no bother.
And why would I do that?
For all the stuff I can give you about corruption.
I didn't bring him here to do deals.
Don, if I can nail you for murder, I'm not going to plea bargain for tales of your corruption.
Damn right he's not.
Not just my corruption, Mr. Hodges.
Now we're getting there.
Here's the idea. I cough for manslaughter, but you keep it quiet for the moment. And as far as the rest of the world's concerned, I carry on as usual in CID at Sunhill.
Cannot be done. You are grasping at straws,
Let's hear what he
Don.
has to say.
You run me against Fallon, and I give him to you. Plus, you get Bazzini, the whole drug scam, the money laundering, and the killing of Rachel Booker.
Nice idea, Don, but Bazzini and Fallon are not my targets.
Sure. But you also get the rest of their playmates in the police force.
For instance?
You're not listening to this crap.
For instance, and this is just for openers, how about 2 officers on the area drug squad?
Keep talking.
I can deliver them in the act. CIB 3, the ghost squad. You spent millions of pounds trying to plot up on bent coppers, and what have you got to show for it, eh? Nothing. How many convictions? It's been a blowout, hasn't it? You need what everybody else needs in detective work, and that's a wicked bastard on the inside willing to grass up his associates. Well, I'm your man.
This is bollocks. There is no deal possible. AMIP are up behind you. You know that, Don.
They can be put off.
I can't call them off to protect a supergrass.
Exactly.
It'll have to be bumped up through my governors to assistant commissioner level.
You can't do that.
I think you better leave us now, Claire.
A man has been killed.
I know it may not have sounded like it, but that was an order.
It's what John would have wanted.